G'day legends, the guys at Modern Music Solutions, previously known as the Modern Metal Songwriter, have just released a new plugin, Sublift, and as you can tell by the name, it's all about that low end. And what two better things to test this out on than our kick drum and our bass guitar. So let's dive into it and see what we can do with this. And if after you watch this demo and you want to try Sublift out for yourself, there will be a link in the description below. So before we get started, make sure you're listening on a device where you can actually hear the difference in the low end. If you're listening on your phone, this may not be like a huge difference, but make sure you're listening on headphones or in front of your monitors so you get the full impact of what this is adding. So let me show you before and after with Sublift, and then we'll talk about all the settings here. Here it's adding a lot to that kick. It's really bringing that thump, which is what we really need for this kind of track where there's that floor to the floor drive. We really want that pulse of the bass drum to come through. So this is Sublift right here, what you're looking at, and it's quite simple. We have our input, we've got our output, and then we've got the intensity of the effect. We can choose between two modes, sub and lift, and at the moment for the kick, we've got it on sub because we just want to really enhance these sub frequencies. We also have our frequency slider, which lets us select the frequency where we want to enhance this effect. So let me show you what this sounds like. You can really enhance and generate those low sub frequencies and just really bring a lot of thump to a kick. So it's super powerful, and you can hear wherever you have that frequency range set to, this really enhances that area, especially in the sub mode. Have a listen to what it sounds like when we go to the lift mode because it reacts a little bit differently. You can hear it's not as dramatic as the sub mode. The sub mode has a bit of a narrower band and really focuses in on the frequency range that you choose, where the lift mode is a bit more broadband and it enhances a larger range of frequencies around the area that you select. So for this, I'm going to stick with the settings I had at 40 Hertz with the sub mode and just the intensity at around 42%, and then I pulled the output down around -2, maybe even around -3 dBs would be good. So in a way, it's kind of softened the sound of the kick. We don't have as much transient attack in that sort of top end, but it's bringing a lot of sub energy, which sounds great in this mix. Really gives it a modern edge. Okay, let's try Sublift on the bass now. So here's some settings that I've dialed in on the bass. I've got lift mode, got the intensity at around 63%. Have a listen to how this sounds when we bypass this off and on in the context of the mix. So the bass feels a lot emptier when we bypass it. This is really enhancing some of the upper low frequencies. So I've got the frequency range set to around 170 Hertz. It's kind of like 100 Hertz upwards is really feeling the effects of what's going on here, which is helping the bass to stand out in the mix a bit more, but it's also separating it a little bit from the kick, which we focus in that sub region. So it's really helping the two things stand out in their own place in the mix. So let's solo this and have a listen to it. So it's helping make it sound a lot more consistent as well. And it's just adding a little bit of harmonic content to it as well, which is helping it stand out in the mix better. Let me play around this so you can hear what it does. So you can really get a super subby bass sound out of this as well, but it just depends what you're going for. In this mix, I want to hear the bass, I want to hear what it's doing fairly well. If I wanted the bass to be like more of a feeling and a thickness, then we'd maybe go for that kind of sub region, and then maybe we wouldn't focus it in the same area as the kick. But for this particular mix, I'm liking the lift mode and having it up a little bit higher so we can really hear all the parts that the bass is playing. So we're not changing the tone dramatically, but we're just enhancing it and helping it stand out in the mix better. Let's have a listen to what happens when we take sublift off the kick and the bass in the context of the mix. So as long as you're listening on something where you can hear what the bass is actually doing, it's quite a big difference, and we're getting a nice, rich, fuller low end using sublift on the kick and the bass in this situation, and I'm really liking what that's adding to the mix. So there you have it. That is Sublift from Modern Music Solutions. If you're keen to check this plugin out and give it a try for yourself, there's a link in the description below. If you follow that link and you do end up purchasing the plugin, a small commission does come back to the channel, which is just a great way of supporting this channel and the time that goes into making videos like this. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on that notification bell. If you want to support this channel, make sure you check out the link in the description below to my website. I've got a range of drum samples, mixing courses. Go and check them out. Grabbing any of those really helps support this channel. If you're keen to check out another awesome plugin from Modern Music Solutions, then check out this next video coming up where I'll take you through the Seismic Bass Suite.